Hi there, friends. Christmas is soon upon us as we speak, and if you're in need of some gift inspiration, I'm here to help you. Whether you're buying a gift for a Francophile person in your life or simply wanting to buy gifts like the French, I have the perfect gift guide for you. But keep in mind, some of these ideas can be a bit pricey, but there are gifts for every budget on this list. And remember, it doesn't have to be expensive to be luxurious. So, and a little tip, never discuss the price of a gift, especially with a French person, because the French find that very uncivilized. And personally, I think we should stop focusing on the price of gifts. You should never feel like you have to spend more than you can afford, or that a gift isn't good enough just because it's cheap. Because it's the thought behind it that counts. So without further ado, let's move on to my gift guide. And the first tip is to buy some French food. Now, maybe you aren't currently in France, but you can still find French food in many shops. And a very good idea for French food to buy as a gift is some great French cheese, like Brie or Camembert or Saint-Agur or Saint-Aulbret. And another good tip is to buy French macaroons, some madeleines, which are small cakes, as you may know, or some luxurious French chocolate. Those are all good food ideas. Tip number 2 is to buy a cheese board. If you have a Francophile friend, why don't help them Frenchify their dinner parties, for example? And a very good idea to do that is to buy them a cheese board. And you can find cheese boards in all shapes and sizes and at any price level. So, and of course you can, if you want to splurge, you can include a set of cheese knives or some cheese to go with the board. That's a good idea. To continue the food theme, we can go on to tip number 3, which is French wine or liquor. And one thing you should keep in mind in advance, no, 2 things actually, is number 1, do they actually consume alcohol? And number 2, do they have any preferences? And once you know that it's safe to give them some alcohol as a gift, you can look for some nice French wine or some French liquor, or if you really want to splurge, some champagne from Champagne. Let's move on to tip number 4, which is to buy some French perfume or cologne. If you know a person's taste in scents, that would be a great gift idea. And of course, there are so many to choose between, so I can't possibly mention all here, but some classic French perfume for the ladies are, of course, Chanel No. 5 and Miss Dior. And you will find a link below to the most iconic French perfumes of all time, so that will give you lots of more specific ideas. And for cologne, Dior Homme or Dior Eau Sauvage are some very good choices for French classic colognes. Let's move on to tip number 5, which is French makeup. There's something about those French brands, don't you agree? Like Chanel, Thierry, Dior, Givenchy, Lancôme, they just ooze class and luxury. And most of us will probably never be able to afford a Chanel bag, so the next best thing is their makeup. And a nice lipstick or nail polish is a small but luxurious gift that most women will appreciate. And I'm sure you can find lots of good French brands in your local shops where you live. Tip number 6, give your Francophile friend, or yourself for that matter, subscription to a French magazine. If we can't be in France, we can dream of it, right? So that is a good gift idea that will keep on giving as the recipient will receive a new issue of the magazine at regular intervals. So it will come again and again, not only the first time you give it. Some classics to choose from are, of course, Marie Claire, Vogue, Elle, but there are plenty of others if you want to go outside the box, so to speak. We have Telerama, which covers TV, music, films, and more, or Lire, which covers books and literature. And the one you see in the picture here, French Cottage, is a magazine that is published by Victoria Magazine or Victoria Classics. And if you want to find which subscriptions are available in your country, you can visit Unipress, which I have linked to below, who, according to themselves, delivers 650 different magazines to more than 190 countries. So there should be plenty of French magazine ideas there. Before we move on to the next gift ideas, I just want to say that if you like this video, don't forget to click on the like button and maybe share it with someone else. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, I would be very happy, because that will help me make even better content for you in the future. And also, please leave a comment and tell me what you would prefer to hear about in the next videos. And let's move along. Tip number 7 is to give your Francophile friend French lessons. Maybe they don't know the language very well, even if they are Francophiles, so that would be a nice gift. And if there aren't any classes available in your local area or where they live, you can gift them a subscription to a language learning service like Babbel or Duolingo. I have put all the links below the video, so you can find everything you need there after you've seen this. Let's move on to some more physical products again. And my tip number 8 is to give your Francophile friend or yourself a crepe pan. As you may know, crepes are French dessert classics, but you can also make them with more savory fillings. And the sweet ones are called crêpes sucrées, and the savory galettes are called crêpes salées. A proper crepe pan will be a perfect gift for a Francophile or French expats. And you have plenty of options. You can get anything from the easy non-stick ones to electric griddles, and it just depends on how much money you want to spend, really. But just remember to also give them a wooden batter spreader, because that will give them a professional finish to their crepes. Tip number 9 is to buy books. Whether you choose to get something by a classic poet or a more contemporary book, books are always a nice gift idea for almost anyone. And try to find something in their genre, but if you don't know any of their favorites, a book about French food or French lifestyle is a safe choice for a Francophile. And one example is the book I have given you a picture of here, which is the book by Angie Niles, Bright Lights Paris, Shop, Dine and Live, Parisian Style. But there are also many others, like this, for instance, Villages of Provence, and of course books about France, or with a theme that are a story that is from France, like Peter Mail's books, A Year in Provence, or Always Provence, or his other book, it's called Expensive Habits. There are plenty of authors as well, like Pierre Magnan, which writes or wrote crime books, and of course Marcel Pagnol, which have created numerous films, from Provence, and also written lots and lots of books. So those are just a few ideas about books you can buy for your Francophile friend or yourself. Talking about films. I could go on and on about French films that I could recommend, but that would be far too much to mention in this video. But I talked about Marcel Pagnol when I talked about books. And of course, we have the classic La Gloire de mon Père, which describes Marcel Pagnol's own childhood in Provence. And the follow-up, or the second half of that, is Le Château de ma Mère. We also have the classic Chant de Florette, and the second in that series is Manot les Sources. They are beautiful films that I will recommend anyone to see. And of course, if you prefer something more modern, you could, of course, see Ensemble c'est tout with Audrey Tautou, The Untouchables, which is a hilarious film, really. And there are so many more. And of course, Marcel Pagnol has made a lot of films. There are also lots of TV series like Maigret, which I of course should have mentioned when I talked about books. A lot of books about Maigret for those of you who like French mysteries. And well, like I said, I could go on and on, but instead of me standing here telling you a lot of titles, I have linked below to a more, how can I say it, an extended list. So have a look there and find some more ideas for yourself. Tip number 11, buy a classic piece of clothing. If you want to give someone a piece of clothing, choose classic pieces and neutral colors. Pieces like these will never go out of style and is therefore a safe and sustainable choice. And classic pieces can include a Breton striped top, a black jumper, some nice wool gloves or a scarf, and if you're buying for a man in your life, a nice wool tie is also a stylish option. But whenever you're looking for clothing, remember that natural fibers like wool, linen and cotton are the best. They are more breathable to wear and keep better. And in addition, they do not release microplastics in the wash. So those are a few ideas for some classic French clothing items. And as before, check below for some links where you can find products like that. Tip number 12, buy candles or a reed diffuser. A scented candle or reed diffuser can be a nice touch to any home and can help you relax. And it's no secret that a high-end candle can be expensive, but it's a really nice gift. And among the high-end brands for French candles, Diptyque might be the most famous of them all, and they are known for quality and beautiful designs. And another well-known high-end brand is La Durée. And however, there are, luckily, many budget-friendly candles and reed diffusers to be found, and some of these even produce candles that are good dupes for Diptyque scents. Some brands to look for are, for example, Brooklyn Candle Studio, Tussi Mussi, and Maison Marie-Louise. An alternative to scented candles is to buy a reed diffuser. These create a long-lasting scent in your home, and one advantage the reed diffuser holds is that you can leave it wherever you want and don't have to keep an eye on it all the time like you have to do with a burning candle. And many candle brands carry both candles and reed diffusers. And reed diffusers are generally easy to find, but some nice ones to mention are the ones from the White Company and the Danish brand Meraki. Tip number 13 is to buy something for the bath or the shower, which is something I think most people like to receive. Most of us don't splurge on these items in our everyday life, but there's nothing like a good spa-like product, which can elevate any mundane Monday morning shower. And some brand suggestions here are Le Petit Marseillais, Durance or Bioderma, and of course another well-known brand is Yves Rocher, which is also not the most expensive kind. In the same kind of category, but not quite, is my tip number 14, which is Savon de Marseille. This is a soap with long traditions. I'm sure you've heard of it, and it has been produced in Marseille for more than 600 years. And originally, traditionally, it was made by mixing seawater from the Mediterranean Sea with olive oil and alkaline ash from sea plants. And the mixture was heated for several days before it was poured into molds. Today, there are two main varieties, one made with olive oil and one made with palm oil or a mixture of palm and coconut oil. And Savon de Marseille is often used for washing delicate clothing like wool and silk, which is why I didn't put it in the bath and shower product category, but it's also used as a hand soap, but then mostly in liquid form. Now on to a very special Christmas gift idea, which is to buy Christmas ornaments from Paris. And you can find many Christmas ornaments that are shaped like famous landmarks from Paris. These can be really beautiful in any tree, and it will remind the receiver of one of their favorite places in the world, right? And you can find ornaments like Arc de Triomphe or the Tour de Eiffel. And I have put a link below to the Christmas company, or you can find plenty of ideas on Amazon. Last but not least, my tip is to buy some tea. For the tea lovers in your life, this is a great gift. And for everyone who is into everything French, if you buy tea from the famous Mariage Frères, that will be very popular, I think. And this company sells everything from Darjeeling to Earl Grey and different fruit and herbal teas. And they also have plenty of products related to tea drinking. So you could combine something like, you know, a teapot or some boxes to keep tea in, and of course tea. So that was really it. I hope you find this guide valuable, and as always, I have put plenty of links down below in the description box. And just for the record, none of these are any affiliates of mine, so I won't get any commission if you buy any products from these links. So I just wanted to give you this guide to help you find great gifts for French lovers in your life or yourself. If you like this video, don't forget to like and share, and of course if you would subscribe to my channel, I would be very happy, and that would really help me be able to create more content in the future. And I will be putting out videos on a regular basis about living the good life, which to me means slow living, intentional living, living an academic, aesthetic lifestyle, very much influenced by the French lifestyle. And I hope this is something you will enjoy listening to. And I would, of course, be very happy to receive your comments below about what kind of content you would be most interested in. Thank you for listening today. This is Else Kostberg from the Female Life Designer channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.